Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a
Chen.
replay commentary. I believe this is what it's called. One of the YouTubers that I watch, Perch, that's what he calls them. So in this game I random Chen, and Chen is not played at the moment. If I'll give you some quick stats, right? Just while we're loading in. Apologies that this cuts off the audio, but he is 110 out of 111 heroes, so I think he's second least, and he has a win rate of 46.7%. This is according to Dota buff. Now, yeah, second lowest behind Visage. Now, Chen's one of those heroes where you could play him for 500 hours and still be garbage at him. So I looked at this as, you know, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to lose. Yeah. That happens 50% of the time, so I figured, hey, it'll be good practice to practice my Chen and see how we go. So, this is the lineup. Enemy teams, yeah, they got a bit of everything. And so are we. So, because I random, I buy the courier straight off the bat. Because I figure that, you know, that's something really handy, and I like to do that. Whenever I random a hero, I just like to buy the courier. Just do it because I got 825. I don't know how much gold you get, but you have a ton of gold, and yeah, I think it's good. So I grab 2 clarities, a Bassi straight off the bat, and some tangos. I also level Holy Persuasion, I believe this is called, yep. So this is what allows you to take control of enemy creeps. Now, fair warning, I'm a garbage Chen. I played 4 games with him. Right, get this. This is crazy, right? I played 4 games with him, and I've won 3. It's he's one of my better heroes, if you could call him this. Now, I show up to the rune because I've got kind of a minute where I don't have to do anything. So, it's actually 30 seconds where I don't have anything to do. But the Ricky scouts out the fact that there are 4 heroes at the bottom rune. So I'm like, well, screw that for a joke. I'm going elsewhere. Anyway, then I've just got to wait until the creeps spawn in, which is at 30 seconds. So while I'm waiting, I just check around, see what items people have got. The Drow goes boots, rushes boots for the mid lane. I'm thinking, this yeah, the Legion Commander starts with boots and TP, no tangos. And I actually check his profile to see what the hell the story is, because starting with the TP is an odd item choice, and the level of this game is very, very low. I want to put that out there as well. So I'm right at home at this kind of level. Now, convert my first creep, Wild Ring Ripper, not a bad creep. We've got the armor auras going. It's a little bit of game of auras. This game. Go over, take the medium camp. Now, we've got the net worth open on the left, and you'll be able to track how I'm going, because I actually farm really well. So I'm just going to micro the Ripper back, let my hero tank for a little bit, all while trying to do damage to the camp. So they keep de-aggroing on me, so they keep running backwards and forwards, which makes it hard to actually attack them with the Wild Wing without drawing aggro. So we knock that down, and I level Penitence. Now, I was looking at this, and generally the way a lot of better players do it is they'll max Test of Faith before Penitence. But I was of the opinion that this game, I want to be, you know, buffing my team. I want to, you know, make my team better. Because as a Chen, I know that my impact on the game will be rather limited. So I'm thinking, right, well, I need to buff my team as much as possible. And I need to do the aura thing, you know, and see what I can do to, you know, just make the 4 other players better. Just from me standing around. Because I know that my micros, they're great. So if I'm just standing around, you know, what can I do to improve? So I actually pick up a Satyr there at the hard camp, and that's the purple dude. And you'll notice that he actually gives an aura of 6 health regen per second. Now that's crazy. That's like the majority of a tango kind of regen. Permanent, right? So I picked up level 3, which means I can now dominate 2 creeps at a time. So I've got my Satyr. He's really going to help the early jungling, because not only does that aura apply to me, it also applies to my creeps as well. So they're getting 6 health regen per second as well. So it gives really good sustain in the jungle. Now, one of the good things about Chen is that, you know, if I was wanting to be less greedy, I could actually send that Satyr to the mid lane, say, and allow the Drow Ranger just to win her lane, because it gives 6 health regen per second. Like, that's having tangos permanently just attached to you. And that kind of regen just allows you to out-sustain your opposition. You know, you could, as long as you don't have mana problems, you don't really need a bottle, almost. Not quite, but you know what I mean. You know, so that kind of effect of just is huge. Anyway, so I'm just jungling away. I'm actually staying right up there. I've got level 3.5 at 3.5 minutes, which is quite good going. I want level 6 by 6 minutes if possible. And you can see my net worth on the left is actually quite strong. I'm out farming everyone at the moment. The Pudge is still... the Pudge is up there, the TA is up there, and right now I'm considering what do I level. So I decided that I'm just going to go with the max penitence build. Don't worry about the nuke, because it is rather random. Like, it's not reliable damage. And my thinking here is, do I take, you know, somewhere between 100 and 200 nuke, or do I take an extra 5 movement slow and 5% bonus damage? I was thinking, yeah, in this case, I'll take the Q. Now, right now, there's 3 heroes of ours in the top lane, including the Legion Commander, and 0 in the bottom lane. So our safe lane has been abandoned to so that we can all fight in the top lane. Which yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, this is scrub tier Dota. I also just use penitence on the on that big Ursa, just to make sure that I can clear the camp nice and quick. They're a little bit scary, those Ursa camps. So right now I'm just waiting for everything to respawn. I'm checking my auras. I've got auras coming out the proverbial, because the Drow is also putting out her precision aura as well, so that's increasing my base damage. So right now I'm going to start building into the mech. I've got my boots, I've got my headdress. You'll notice that I'm actually in a really good spot with regards to mana and health. The Satyr, huge. Now, unfortunately, the Zeus uses his ulti, which means he's a little bit in front of me in terms of levels, which is to be expected. He was in the mid lane. He should be, you know, 2-3 levels in front of me, but he isn't. And the kind of the plan for this game is I like Chen and what he can do against Zeus. Like Zeus is a really good counter to Chen, but Chen isn't without tools, is what I'm trying to say, because Zeus has a global ultimate which damages every hero on the enemy team. I've got a global ultimate that heals everyone. So you'll see in this game, every time Zeus uses his ult, I try and use mine. His cooldown is rather short. It's much shorter than mine. The Drow comes to farm this, so I just lay a penitence on the big creep, help her farm it a little bit quicker. And I'm like, well, the mid lane is fucking pushed up to the tower. I may as well go here and farm. You know, if she wants the jungle, fine. I'll go get the creep wave, because the creep wave is worth so much more in terms of XP and gold than the jungle. She decides to return, and I'm like, well, screw you. I'm still getting as many last hits as I can, because, you know, you forced me out of the jungle. Invisibility. So, stop the tornado. This tornado is very, very handy. I'm trying to find the Zeus, actually, but he seems to have gone MIA. So anyway, back to the jungle we go. Now, that's the second Zeus ulti without me having mine, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, is what it is. Now, the bottom tower falls at 7 minutes, and that's because the Legion Commander had decided to abandon it, and now he's man-fighting 2 of them, and loses horribly. I'm like, well, shit. But I notice that both of them are low. I'm fairly comfortable with how much damage I have. This guy rocks up, so I put the slow, the bonus damage I've got a bit of everything. He goes to run away. I get the Center Tormentor Hadouken onto him, and do manage to kill him with the final right click. I was like, yeah, this is Chen, baby, yeah. I'm the king of micro. And then this guy rocks up. I'm like, what the hell? Now, I'm thinking, yeah, I should be able to kill this guy because the refraction, you know, is shredded by my my creeps as well. I get another Hadouken, and Hadouken plus the bonus damage is a little bit dirty. Like, if I just go to free camera here for a second, what damage does it do? It does 160 damage plus 20%, so that's another 32, which makes it nearly 200 damage. A 200 damage nuke. You know, and the TA only adds 750 health, so you know I can take 1/3 of her health with that combo. So I was you know, pretty happy with how that little passage of play went. You can see that I'm now 1,000 gold in front of everyone. I'm pinging this guy out. At this point, I think the Legion Commander has 6. Turns out she's like level 5. So the Zeus kill steals the poor the poor Lesh. I'm like, well, this guy's dead. So it's just a matter of killing him now. So I send my Wild Ring Ripper one way, and I get the shit juked out of me. I'm like, oh god. So he must have ran around the trees. There he is. But he decides to come back in for more. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I give him the penitence, give him a right click, and the creeps finish the job. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm happy with that. And then this guy rocks up. I'm like, what does he want? I get a right click off. I get another right click. I don't know who he's targeting, but you know, I'll take that. So I got 4 kills as a jungle Chen. So I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to push this lane, make sure it stays where it is. I get my arcane boots because my my Satyr is a little bit slow. It's not slow, low on mana at this particular point in time. Yeah, we're just going to make sure that lane is pushed in on the tower. It's going to force a response. You know, I want to break up the map as much as possible. I love Satyrs. Here I find a second one, and I'm like, oh, this is just a dream come true. You know, double Hadouken. This is the dream when you're playing Chen. For those that watch some pro stuff, you might have seen, I think it was RK. I actually got a kill with a double Hadouken. He was playing Enchantress at the time. So again, I'm pinging him thinking, oh yeah, this guy's definitely got 6 by now. It turns out he doesn't. Bonus damage, and right click. The Legion Commander is just a horrible, horrible Dota player. The Zeus does some serious damage, so this guy's hanging around a little bit. I'm just going to scare him off with my creep army. But he walks back in, so I'm like, okay, well, you can stay here then. One Hadouken, and second Hadouken. Oh, nearly kill him. I just want to make sure my positioning is good. Now I'm deliberately staying down here to try and break the map up. Now, what ends up happening is I get this shit ganked out of me, which is, you know, only natural. But I kill this guy first, the Pudge rocks up, I get nuked, I get everything, and, you know, it is what it is. But that was 3 heroes, and I kill 1 of them in return. I'm not exactly upset about it. Right now, I'm telling this guy to get back, because it's this point that I realise that he still doesn't have level 6, so he can't deal with the Zeus, he doesn't have any items. Like, he literally has no items. So there's no way he can do anything to help there. It's just a matter of waiting to respawn. I've got my level 2 ulti now, and I actually sell all my regen here because I don't need it. It was quite nice. I got through the early game very, very easily. I didn't have to burn much in terms of my health or my mana, and it was really, really smooth. I farmed nice and fast. I'm now at level 11 at 12 minutes, which is quite good. A bit of a fight going down top, so I decide, well, I should probably TP to this. I just had to check which which skill it was that transports your creeps to you. That's right, I've got that unlocked. What is it? Test of faith, yeah. Anyway, they put down a sentry here. That's to spot out the Ricky. Now, obviously, we didn't see it. Now, unfortunately, the Zeus is here. I was expecting to get hooked. Didn't, so I got away with one there. I still didn't get hooked. And there's the Hand of God, but they just have too much wave clear here. And my entire team is here, so there's nobody else pushing any other waves. Get 160 damage. 160 damage out of the Satyr. It's just stupid. I'm trying to put some pressure on the tower, but, you know, my team isn't really doing much. They're just kind of standing around. So I'm like, well, fuck this. I'm going elsewhere. Because, you know, I want to keep my Satyrs alive. I like my Satyrs. My Satyrs are awesome. It's a ridiculous amount of damage on short cooldown. So, yeah, I've out-farmed the Drow. Mostly because I got fed a couple of kills. And for the most part, I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Jakiro does get a kill on the Templar Assassin, which is nice. And yeah, I can head back into the jungle. I'm going to pick up an extra creep here, I think. Oh yeah, the Hellbear. The Hellbear Smasher. Attack speed boost. Again, auras. It's all about the auras. It's not all about the auras, but it's quite nice. And this Lestrak is pushing this bottom lane. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'll go get him. It's at this point, I'm like, oh shit, he saw me coming. He's backed up. He's left. What? Wait, no, he's hung around. Excellent. So I give him the penitence. I'll drop a nuke on him in a second. Nah, double Hadouken gets the kill in that one. So, as you can see, double Hadouken is awesome. I was like, oh no, he's getting away. I remember this one, right? I'm thinking, shit, he's getting away. Not from the Satyrs, he's not. Satyrs to the rescue. Get the kill. And that kind of play out of a, you know, a 1k Chen is pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. You know, for me to be able to have the presence of mind to know I've got 2 Hadoukens here, that's probably enough damage to kill this nerd. And I'll pull it off. And I get a kill on someone who's split pushing and someone who is having a garbage game. Now, unfortunately, I'm 6 seconds off my cooldown here for Hand of God, so I can't use it straight away. But I am going to run mid, use the Hand of God straight away, get it off cooldown, or get it onto cooldown, should I say. I'm trying to help the Drow, he gets hooked. I'm like, wow, what do I do? What do you do here? So this is a retard, right? Duels a Wind Ranger while she's in Wind Run. Fucking good idea, I thought. So anyway, I got the penitence onto the TA, and the burn from the Jakiro actually kills her. Lots of people hanging around. Zeus is unfortunately clearing my creeps because that's what he does. Because he's an asshole. And anytime I try and push a tower and Zeus is there, it just doesn't work. Like, he has way too much wave clear.
Middle tower is under attack.
So I back up, back into the jungle. Hit creeps. And the funny thing is, right, Pudge and I are very close, but I have 2 levels on him currently, and the same amount of kills. But I have, you know, nearly 2,000 more net worth than him. And the reason for that is I hit creeps. Like, he never hits creeps. You can see that his last hits is like 11, and I've got 71. So I've hit 60 more creeps than him. It's crazy. And that's where my advantage has come from. I was able to farm and jungle quite well. I've got quite a few items now. I've got my arcanes, I've got mech, I've got a Vlad's, which again is just auras boosting my creeps, boosting my team. I feel like that's you know, where the best, like the good later game lies for my team. That's my thoughts anyway. So we'll keep hitting creeps, keep farming. Like Chen Chan's good with items. Like, he's not scary. He's not like, oh my god, Chen's 6-slotted. He's going to kill us all. It's not Chen. Like, he's very dependent upon his team. But, you know, with a few items, he can be quite a nuisance. And this lane is pushed in, so I'll come over here, farm this. So right now, I know that there's lots of heroes in the mid lane. I know that there's a couple of heroes in the top lane, so I'm thinking, right, well, I want to push this, see what I can do to break up the map a little bit. Right now, I'm just trying to spot everyone. There's 4 in the mid lane, so I'm a little bit... every single time I try and do that. Because that way, it pretty much undoes most of the damage that Zeus just did. So I'm just going to nick this in, try and take this tower as quickly as possible. So, and I managed to take the tower. While they're all fighting in the mid lane, I've taken a tower, I've given my team, another 500 gold or whatever it is, 600 gold. And I'm just trying to do what I can to create space. Another hellbear. Attack speed boost. Oh, the auras. Gotta love them auras. So I've got a lot of money at this stage, and I'm thinking, well, shit, what do I buy next? And they're still fighting in the mid lane. Right, they still haven't taken that tower. So theoretically, what I could have done was just push the bottom tower. I think that the decision that I made in the end was the correct one, because the Zeus actually showed up in the bottom lane. So TPing out there was good, because I wasn't going to get anything done anyway. Not with him in that lane. So I'm thinking, well, everyone's here, I may as well be here. Let's see what we can do. I slow him up, put a nuke on him, and just about kill him. And at this stage, I was expecting the Legion Commander to have like a Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade, some sort of initiation item. Has a Morbid Mask, because that lifesteal, Anyway, so the Zeus gets another kill. I'm on cooldown, so I can't really help. Ricky gets dead. I'm like, well, I use my mech, and that's the best I can do there. So again, I'm like, well, we're not getting anything done here. I'm leaving. Screw this. I'll buy my Guardian Greaves. So I figured that was the natural next item. And I'm going to move on to Ags. Being able to dominate ancient creeps is quite cool. And right here, I find it a little bit difficult to click on the right creep. Because I've got such a big army. I'm like, attack, damn it. So right, this lane has pushed in, so I'm going to get my army in here, and we're going to push it back the other way. Oh, Hadouken's so good. I'll mech the wave as well, just to give it a bit of, make sure it's at full health. Bit of a Hadouken, bit of a clap. Just make sure we're pushing the wave as fast as we can. Notice that they're all in the mid lane, and they're actually chasing the courier there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So that's my point booster, and then this nerd shows up out of nowhere. I'm like, well, okay, you're dead. The Ricky helps kill secure that one, which is good. And then the Pudge is there. I'm like, well, slow him down, duel him or something. No, doesn't happen. So my team's in the mid lane. I'm thinking, right, we should push here. We should be able to push here. I don't know where the Zeus is, but, I've got Hand of God. I've got my Guardian Greaves. I've got my Vlads. We've got a pretty strong push here as well. With all the creeps, we've got a full wave. And only the Windrunner, who now has a Deso, shows up. The Zeus does TP, but we've already taken the tower, so we're out of there. Every single time, baby. I I hope I was putting the Zeus on tilt by doing that. I don't think he was actually using it the way he should have. Like, he was just trying to kill steal with it. You know, someone gets low and you press R just to get the kill. But, you know, again, I was trying to help my team. You know, undoing that damage is, I think, pretty good. Because even though he can out-damage me, I have no hope of out-healing the damage he does. I can at least offset some of it. And if I can offset some of the damage that one character does, I think that that's pretty good. Because that's a mid-Zeus, and I'm like a position 4, a greedy position 4 jungler. So, you know, the trade-off there is quite good, I think, for our team anyway. That was my theory. I'm like, right, well, that lane's pushed in, bottom lane is getting pushed. So I'm like, well, I'll cross the river here, because I knew there was 2 people bottom. I wasn't really worried about anyone. Because I felt really strong at this stage. I'm like, I'm just so farmed. And I knew that there was nobody really on the other team that was going to cause me problems. Like, the Zeus, of course, could destroy me, but even him he was giving... I wasn't getting that, you know, that danger vibe, where I'm like, oh, I don't really want to fight with him. Anyway, so I ping out my bottom tower and I say, look, guys, help. Because I figure that, you know, there's 3 or 4 heroes down here and I'm going to need a bit of help. I move the creeps up, just to get in position. And then the Ricky scouts it out, and we notice that there's only this bloke here. So he tries to run around away, and I nuke him. So I think that was about 500 damage from the W. Yep, about 500 damage. No worries. It's a little bit extreme. But that's, you know, a max Q, max W. It's pretty good. So I'm going to go back to hitting creeps because, you know, being 4,000 net worth up on everyone else isn't enough. I need more. Anyway, the Zeus is here. I'm like, maybe I can catch this guy. At this stage, the slow is quite strong. The Ricky comes and helps me, and we get the kill on him. And again, as soon as he ulties, I undo it with Hand of God. He gets nothing done. Right, so he's just put his ultimate on cooldown for precisely 0 reason. Like, that was a panic ulti. Like, the other team don't even get a return kill because everyone's suddenly full health again. And right now, I'm pinging out the mid tower and asking my team to push with me because I don't think they can stop us. Not without Zeus. They don't quite have the wave clear. Windrunner can, of course, do that, but it's like annoying, not anything else. Now, I'm trying to get to him, but my creeps and also the Legion Commander block him. Now, I noticed that he's really low, which means that there are now 3 of my heroes and none of theirs. And again, this nerd duels the Windrunner while she is windrunning and has 100% evasion. So naturally, that works out really well. So anyway, I clear this. There's 3 dead, and I'm thinking, yeah, we can push here. We can definitely push here. The Zeus is up, and he is going to do a shit ton of damage. So I decide, well, let's back up. I do get the mech on. The Ricky does do a fair bit of damage. I get the penitence onto the Zeus, which means he dies too. So now we can definitely push. 5 dead. We force out 1 buyback from the Wind Raider and a second from the TA. So this is like happy days right now. And the best part about this is we're going to take the racks. Now, I offensively good game, well play here. The reason for that is on my chat wheel, get back is right next to all chat, good game, well played. So that was a bit of an accident. Anyway, I decide that I'm going to come over here. I'm picking my team to get back, some of my creeps, because the plan here is to go grab some ancients. And so I just select all my creeps and just tell them to push the lane. Now, this is a bit of a mistake because I would have liked to actually keep the Satyr. Unfortunately, I do let some of my creeps die here, just pushing this lane. I see it now, and I'm like, nah, I should save them, and then I don't, for I don't know why. Scrub tier Dota. And then I'm like, well... And then I realised that he's dead too, and I'm like, oh, fuck it. I've just completely ruined everything. So I'm like, well, I gotta rebuild my army now. So I'm gonna head back into the forest. I'm gonna look for a satyr. I would really, really like a satyr. There's the ulti, there's the counter. Every single time, baby. I loved it. Every single time he used it, I tried to undo it. And lo and behold, there is a satyr. So happy days for me. I take that one. It's just so good. Like even now, having that 6 health per second on you, on the creeps under your control, on the wave, you know, that's just a hell of a lot of sustain. That plus of Vlad's gives you a hell of a lot of pushing power. And right now I'm going to work on a Necro Book because I figure that Necro Book is what's going to help us push and win. And that's what I want to do from this stage. I'm thinking, right, we're in front. I'm in front, but it doesn't necessarily stay that way, you know. If TA or Wind Ranger, if they get some items, you know, they're scary characters and, you know, there's nothing I can do against them. I am 7,000 in front of kind of both of them at the moment, though. So they've got a long way to go to actually catch me. And this is my thinking, is that I want to end the game before they have a chance to come back. And with 1 Rax down, we're sitting in a really nice spot. Now, our Leshrac appears out of nowhere. I spot him on the map, and he does manage to kill our courier. So the best thing that you can do for somebody who kills your courier is go and kill them in return. Make sure they pay for it with their life. And he sees me. They have a ward there. And he's planting wards right now all throughout our jungle. But the Ricky tracks him. So I'm trying to catch him frantically. And the Ricky jumps on him. I'm trying to catch him. And it turns out that I don't actually need to participate in that kill. The Ricky completely solos that chump by himself, which is quite nice. So I've got some good auras going on now. We've got the Dragonhide aura. That's like 3 armor. We've got the War Drums aura, which is attack speed and bonus damage, right? So it's 15% bonus damage. On top of that, 15% bonus damage from the Vlads. On top of the precision aura. You know, it's just auras upon auras. It's awesome. I love it. So anyway, I'm like, right, follow me, team. And that's what I said in chat. I was like, right, guys, you need to follow me. Because right now, my team are just like headless chickens. They're running around everywhere. And they're getting nothing done, really. They're just kind of finding enemy heroes when they find them. The Chikuro at this stage actually has a Octarine. So you went Boots, Veil, into Octarine. So the old Rush Octarine, Pro Strat, baby. That's good stuff. But he does have good wave clear, which is a really, really good thing about Chikuro. And he also has good tower damage. You know, that E on towers just wrecks them. Completely destroys them. So anyway, we go high ground. And the Leshrac, meanwhile, is in our jungle warding, I would assume. Because he's a retard. And we're going to take a tier 3. Without any kind of reaction from the enemy team. So right now, I'm just going to put a Macropire down on the enemy creep wave. I get the Hand of God off before the Zeus ulti. So that right there is the absolute dream. Macropire goes down. The real one, mind you. And they kill the Zeus, which is great. Now I realise that we're not going to get the Pudge, we're not quite quick enough. And the TA goes invis, so what do? I grab my dragon, and I put down a Macropire, and wait for it, there it is. I get the kill. So, the old dragon, the goofy black dragon, its ability is like, it's like 85 damage. What is it? It's like 85 damage over 10 seconds or something stupid. Yeah, 85 damage, 300 radius, over 10 seconds. And you can cast that on the ground. It's guaranteed to clear creep waves. It does work, man. So I was like, yeah, that's a good kill, actually. And right here, I was hoping for an Ancient Golem. Unfortunately, got another goofy black dragon. But I was like, well, beggars can't be choosers, we'll take it. So my creep army has transitioned into Ancients. I have Necro 3 on the courier, which means that I am ready to push and push hard. Jakiro gets killed in the enemy base and then buys back. Don't know why. Whatever. Anyway, we've taken both mid towers at this stage, which is great news. And all that remains is to take the top tower. Now, you might think, oh, what the better bet would be to try and take a team fight in their base and kill them and just finish, like end. But my thinking was, my team is retards, and I want to guarantee the win. I don't want to take a fight that they could fuck up and have the enemy team get back into it. So you can notice, like, the old Vlad's Vanguard build on the Legion Commander. Yep, that's really good. The Drow's build isn't so bad. You know, it's okay. But you know, my team, I'm just not convinced of their ability to play Dota and to execute a strategy like that. So I'm like, well, let's just push towers, push objectives. If we get megas, you know, we should win, right? And at this stage, we're rolling in tower gold and barracks gold, which is good. The Wind Ranger calls GG. So she clearly thinks the game is over. And you can see that we're all on top of the leaderboard. And I have 10 kills as a Chen. Anyway, the Zeus starts nuking the wave in. I start pushing the tower. I put a Macropire down just to try and zone them out a little bit. Summon the Necros and send them in. I try and find a Macropire to put on the wave. I do eventually find one. And right now, what I'm trying to do is hit buildings. That's what I want to do. And it's really easy with Necro units. We win. I counter the Zeus again. Get a penance onto the Zeus. I nuke him down. And that's really the game. And I enjoyed this one. It was a good Chen game. I feel like I had a really good impact. I'm looking at the numbers after the game. I did a shit ton of hero damage. I did a shit ton of tower damage, and I also did the most hero healing. So I was happy with how it went, and you know, admittedly my opposition was poor, but you know, I enjoyed it, and it was a game I think I'd like to record for prosperity. You can see that I outfarmed everyone. So I outfarmed the Drow. I outfarmed everyone. 188 last hits was it was a good effort. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this Chen replay. I look forward to seeing you next time.